Hello, Cherries, and welcome to Live Cherries Sunday, Special Tuesday, episode 217. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how to use triads within the CAGED system to play 1-5-6-4 progressions. So, it's going to be really, really cool. Let me give you a little example here of what I'm going to be doing. I have a little loop that I created with the bass guitar on my looper, and I don't have any graphs today, but I'm going to make some really killer graphs for this that I'll send you if you want them. info@Cherry, just email me and I'll shoot those over to you. So here's the loop, what we have right here. We're going to start with a 1-5-6-4 progression. It's going to be in the key of A. So we've got A is the 1 chord, we have E is the 5 chord, we have F sharp minor is the 6 chord, and D is the 4 chord. And it sounds like this. Check it out. Check this out. All right. So those were me playing the regular cowboy chords progression and then playing triads on 4 different string sets, which is basically just triads within these CAGED system chord shapes. So if you're enjoying this video so far, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, all that groovy stuff. And let me know what you're drinking out there. I've got my coffee from a few hours ago. It's still delicious. So let's get right into this. Hello, Jeffrey Boyle. Let me say hello to some of my friends here in the chat real quick, and then we'll get right to it. This is really, really going to be so much fun. It's going to be a combination of breaking down the CAGED system and the triads within the CAGED system in a couple of different positions here in the neck. So I just want to say hi to Inca, Morning Cherry, Jeffrey Boyle, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. That's right, home of the Super Bowl champions. Maybe my Steelers will win it sometime soon. Hey, representing Pennsylvania, that's cool. Cold coffee, all right. Well, it's cold now. It's a few hours old, but you got some cold coffee going on. Did you have more tours with ABBA or your album Married to Myself? Well, I wish it was a tour with my album Married to Myself, but I've been touring with the ABBA tribute, direct from Sweden, music of ABBA. SOS, the name of the band, direct from Sweden, music of ABBA. And yeah, really cool. Thank you, Robert, for that. So check this out. You know, everyone knows these chords right here. A, the shape. Got the E, which cool enough that we're using the shapes, the chords too, of the CAGED system. F sharp minor. That's an F sharp minor chord, but it's also it's an F sharp. It's like an E minor shape, because you have the let's go down here to this camera real quick and I'll show you what this looks like. Here's an E shape, but up here for the F sharp minor, it's really an E minor shape. If I played E minor here, just like the E, it's just the minor version. It's minor, and then I go up to here, just move it up, from E minor to here. So it's an F shape, F sharp shape, E minor shape, but over the F sharp, and then the D chord, which is a D shape, which later we'll get into the fact that it's also a C shape, like this. So that I can get down lower on all the triads shapes. You'll see that in here in just a second. But, let me know what you're drinking out there. Because I know it's beer o'clock somewhere. And this is going to be so much fun. Thanks for spending some time with me here on a Tuesday. I was on tour, and I got back yesterday, so I couldn't do it on Sunday like normal. But I think the next few weeks, it's going to be back to Sundays at 1 o'clock. 12 o'clock Eastern time. So very cool. Stoned and Gone. All right. My tune, Stoned and Gone. Thank you for sharing that. And so if you take the 4 chords, it's a 1, 6, no, it's a 1, 5, 6, 4 progression. What do I mean by that? Well, the A is the 1 chord in this key. The 5 is an E chord. And the F sharp minor is a 6 chord. And then the D is a 4 chord. Because if you count from A up the major scale, try not to lay off, it's probably driving you crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Back to the octave. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is the D, 5 is E, and 6 is F sharp minor. Right here. A is the 1, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, E. So that's the 5 chord. F sharp, that's the 6 chord. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 is D. That's the 4 chord. So in a nutshell, that's the number system. 1, 5. And what I mean by putting these to work is that instead of just learning the triad shapes and the different inversions everywhere, we're actually going to play this with a chord progression today to make music out of it. It's all coming together now. So you play this A chord. Any questions about this so far? Let me know. Jeffrey Boyle, Robert. It's my friends here in the chat. Inca. And please let me know here before I go on too much further. And they're cowboy chords. That's just what we know. I got to get my cowboy hat out, but these are the full-on cowboy shapes that we all know and love. F sharp minor. All right, Jeffrey's got a cold brew going. Check that out. That's your own tune. Check this out. Close enough. All right. So with this full A chord right here. Like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to play parts of this A chord right here. Check this out. So you have the A. And, the A has 4 different triad shapes within this chord right here. It has this part up here. Then it has, on the first string set, the 1, 2, and the 3rd string. The 1st, 2nd, and 3rd string right here. And this is the first string set, and it's like this. Oops. Then you have, if you go down right here, you have it on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th string, which is the 2nd string set. And then here's the 3rd, 4th, and 5th string. Now I can't play it in this box right here on these strings because that's just a power chord right there. So I'm actually playing a first inversion A right here. So I'm just bringing it up from the A because I already have an A here. This is just a power chord. A, 5, A. So I'll take the A and I'll just move it up to the 3rd. Right here I'll play. So it's a first inversion A, playing these 3 strings. The 5, 4th, and 3rd string. And going down one more. Can't play that right there either. The open E, because that's the 5th root, and then the 5th again. So I'm just going to play a first inversion, a root version here on this position. And this is a this would go down to a D shape. So all of these chords right here are part of an A shape, right? Just like Inca Cal is saying, does the G shape have a triad on the first string set? Well, it would. Yeah, it would be like this, the G shape. But going back to this, to the A right here on the A shape, it turns into the G shape here. Because, you know, you don't have triads shapes going down this chord right here, except for the top part. You only have this one, the root version, and you have the first and second inversion one here. You know, sticking to the same chord right here. You know, it's really just one chord that we're playing. This A shape, A, that we know and love right there. So we play the top 3 strings, the first string set. You have the root, third, fifth. See that? So if you play the second, third, and fourth string here of the same chord right here, right here, you have the fifth, the root, and third. So that's a triad shape right there. But then down here, you don't have it again, like I just said. So I'm going up here to the G shape. So I'm leaving. So what's cool about the triads is that they fit perfectly within the CAGED system shapes. And sometimes you can't play all the triads within just one shape of the CAGED system. They morph together. So this A shape and the G shape are kind of one of the same. See, it's the top part of the G shape is the A shape. But in order to get all the full triads, I have to break into the G shape here. So that's what that looks like. So I'm playing this part, the first inversion, which you've seen all the time in A. Right there, you know what I mean? And on the lower string set, the 6-5-4, I'm just playing it like this, the root. Like a G shape would be. Here's the G chord, right? If I move that up, and if I play this G here, if I play it here, G, A. So hopefully that answers your question, Inca. And so yeah, really cool. So over this A chord, we have 4 triads right here. And it goes like this. Because essentially what I did at the beginning is I'm trying to break out of the cowboy chord shape thing. So I played the whole progression like this. A, E, F sharp minor, and D. But then I broke it down to where I played the top parts only of the 4 chords. So it's really the same shape here, but I'm only playing the top part. And then the next chord was the E, and I only played the top part. So I'm sticking to the first string set right here. Then the F sharp minor, it's just the top part. And then the D, it's just the top part. I was playing the D like this as well. It's really the top part here. So it sounds like this. And with the bass line, it sounds cool. You know? You can do something like this. Check this out. Added a flat 9. Just need to learn. Going off the rails a little bit. Any questions about any of this stuff, please let me know. It's so much fun. I'm going to give you a little bonus tip, and that's when I played that flat 9 in there, how to use that. I mean, Sounds pretty cool. It's like a leading tone. A little chromaticism in there. So, really, really cool. Thanks for hanging out here with me. If you're enjoying this video so far, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. I usually go live every Sunday. And but today we're here on Tuesday. Why not? We do it every week. And my coffee's getting cold, but not as cold as it was yesterday in Walker, Minnesota, where it was negative 22 degrees. Can you believe that? Imagine that, being in negative 22 degrees. I mean, if you're from the Midwest and if you're from Wisconsin area, I mean, I'm here in Brooklyn, New York, where it's a beautiful 30 degrees out, and it's like a summer vacation compared to where I was yesterday in Walker, Minnesota, where it was negative 22. But I wasn't outside in it for very long, but it was interesting, to say the least. What is the coldest temperature you've ever been in? Let me know about that. So, yeah, really, really cool. I'm just showing you the 4 shapes of these chords as I go into the progression here. So, you know, just a simple A chord. You don't have to learn the triads right away all over the place. Just see them within this shape. And it's really cool. That within itself, no pun intended, the triads within the CAGED system. Now I'm going to make some great graphics for this. I don't have them now because I was kind of rushed coming into this today. Because I got home very late last night. But I'm going to make some cool graphics showing the CAGED chords and how the triads. It sounds like How Much Is That Doggy in the Window, doesn't it? Just that doggy in the window. Really cool. All right. So then we go to the next chord, which is the E chord. Check it out. Just a regular cowboy chord. Flat right there. We'll make the E happy. We're tweaking the B. It's always that darn B string. People say it's the G string. I have no troubles ever with the G. It's always the B. To me, it's very temperamental in there. The G is always fine. It's the B. So anyway, over this 5 chord, it's just a regular cowboy chord, E shape. But I'm playing 4 triad shapes. Check it out. The top part is this first string set. It's the E string, the B string, and the G string. Then you have the second string set, the B string, G, and the D part of it. It's right here. So right here you have 2 triad shapes. The first inversion starting on the 3rd. Then you have the root, which is starting on the root. Now going down on this string set, you have 1, 2. You have a second inversion. So you got the 5th, the root, and the 3rd. Just like that. 5th, root, 3rd. But down on the low string set, the E, the A, and the D, you just have a power chord here. So I'm going to go up again like I did in the A to there, to a first inversion. So now I have the 3rd, 5th, 3rd. And you hear that all the time too. So now you're blending the CAGED system chords together as well. So here's the E shape. All these string shapes. Can't talk. Sorry. The triad here, triad here, triad here, and once again have to go to this G shape, just like I did the A before. So I'm still in the G shape, from the E to the G shape for an A chord. I'm sorry, for an E chord. Actually, it's not a G shape. That's a D shape right here. because all these shapes are going to change, but they're going to look exactly the same, but for different chords. So now I'm playing a D shape, just like this. You wouldn't play it that full like that, but I'm just trying to describe. It's like a D, like if you're playing a D here, and you play your thumb on top. You know, the D like that. It's the same thing if you move that up to E. You just got to move everything up. So that would be that's the thumb right here. Just like that. You know? If I played it up here, this. You know? So it's an E shape right there. I'm a D shape. So that's the whole triad system within the 5 chord. There's triad here, triad here, triad here, and triad here. Now if you take just that progression, you look at the top part, we have the A, which is here. We have the E, which is right there. Then we have the F sharp right there, and then the D that was up there. So on the second one, you have the A shape right here. Here's the E right here. The F sharp, and the D. So it's the next string set right here, which is the E right there. Then you have an E right here, and you have an E right here. So it's 4 different E's in this shape. You have an E, you have an E here, you have an E here, you have an E right here. And that's just a power chord. So triad. Right there, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Any questions about this stuff? Please let me know. We're having a good time here. Inca. That's a question right here. Check this out. For example, if you're doing a C major chord, A shape, C major chord, okay, A shape right here like this, C major chord, A shape, on the first string set right here. On the first string set, the next C major chord on the first string set is E. The next string, wait, let's see. A shape on the first string set. The next C major chord on the first string is an E shape if you're skipping the G shape, if that makes sense. Let's see, for example, if you're doing a C major chord, A shape right here in the first string set, the next C major chord on the E shape is the E shape right there. Let's see. Trying to figure this out. What we're trying to say here. So the first string set is the next C major chord on the first string set is the E shape. Well, it would be like this. And it would be. I think it would be actually, I think it's a G shape right here. Check this out, because the next string shape up looks like this. Here's the C shape on the A. Then the next one would be up here. G shape, C. Because it's always going to be alphabetically, the CAGED system. C.A.G.E.D. It's going to rotate C.A.G.E.D. So it's a good way to know what's after the C shape. Actually, what's after the A shape? Let's see, C.A.G., right? It's an A shape. What's the C chord? So you get C.A.G. So here's the G shape. So here's another. It looks like that. So here's the C chord on the A shape. And here's the C chord on the G shape. The E shape would be, for the C, would be back up here, the next one. G, E, which would be up here. So you skipped one. It's pretty good. You know, you go into the E shape. Here's an E shape C chord. But we forgot the A, G, C.A.G.E was the next one, E. So you have the A, the G, and the E. You know, but I would play, you know, if this A shape right here, going to this E. I mean, you're right as far as that goes. That's the next triad shape I would go, because that's the root version, and that's the first inversion. So as far as inversions go, but there's the G shape in there. It'd be like that. Actually, you know, because it's not a full triad, because not in this string set. So yeah, you're right. Actually, you're right. The next full string shape that you could play for an inversion would be on the E shape right here, because you really can't call that. It's part of the G shape, but it's not a full triad because you only have the root, the third, and the octave right there. The next full triad will be the E shape, so you're right with that. Very, very cool. You got me. You stumped me, but you got me. All right. So, very, very cool. Yes. Jeffrey Boyle, I heard the local New Jersey band play a song. A local New Jersey band play a song. They took the chord progression from J.A.G.E.D's band song House Party. I don't know that song, House Party. But I love the J.A.G.E.D's band. Sounds a little bit like the J. Cherry band. I'm so vain, right? But no, I'm a big J.A.G.E.D's fan. I love that band. And I love Stinks. I mean, I was a little kid when that came out. And I loved it. That video with the big fish in it. And of course, freeze frame and centerfold. God. Really, really cool. So you gotta just keep tuning till you're in tune. The great Teddy Kumpel told me that. You just keep tuning and eventually you'll be in tune. All right, so we're on the 5 chord, right? So look at all these ways you could play the A chord here. You got the 1 right here. You have here, you have here, and you have here. Same thing with E. You have here, you have here, and here. I mean, it's so much fun because you have a bass playing this already. You hear that? Hopefully you can hear the bass. Let me know if you could hear the bass, by the way. Because when you play full chords, it's, you know, it's a little bass heavy, like I'm playing down here. But if I play just up here, how much better that is? You hear that? There's a car driving, a drive-by, like a bass drive-by. Well, at least it's not the super drilling, you know, and redoing all the pipes downstairs. It's just some guy, you know. This is Brooklyn. It's a red light. There's a stoplight like right in front of my house, basically. So sometimes you get that. But they're driving off. Keep tuning, and eventually you'll break a string. Yeah. I love that. Let me go back here a little bit. Are there triads that are different variations or shapes of E along the neck? Are there triads that are different variations or shapes along the neck? Yeah, definitely. Triads that are different variations or shapes of E along the neck. Yeah. Yeah, we'll get to those for sure. I mean, you have 4 of them right here. And then as you go up, you'll start seeing the same shapes. But it's really cool. We're going to get to that in just a sec. But we have the 4 right here. So, you know, another thing right here, too, is if you're playing that progression, you have not just the top part you have here. Cool. I mean, it's a different sound, and I'm playing the same 4 chords. You know, it's the same exact 4 chords, but I'm playing different versions of them in this over the same shapes, really. So we did that. We have 2 more chords here. This F sharp minor chord. So check this out. You have the same thing with the 4 chords here of F sharp minor. You have the top part. I'm just like I did the A chord and like I did the E chord, I'm doing the same thing. I'm breaking down the shape here of this particular chord. Here it is, the F sharp minor chord, and it's an E minor shape because here's an E minor. Bring it up to an F sharp. So it's F sharp minor. I have the top string set. I have the second string set. Then the third string set. But unfortunately, once again, the lower string set right here, it's a power chord again. And I'm staying away from power chords, so it's not a triad. So I'm going to take the first inversion by playing this like this. So that's an F sharp minor. So it's the same part of the chord. Check it out. I'm not really changing much. I'm leaving the 5th and the root. But instead of playing the root again, I'm moving it up to the 3rd, minor 3rd. Minor 3rd is just a whole step and a half step. So here it is. That's the first inversion of an F sharp minor. So we have this, the 1, 2, 3 strings. That's the first string set. So that's really a first inversion, starting on the 3rd. Then we have this starting on the roots. On the next, the 2, 3, 4 string. Then we have on the 3, 4, 5. There it is right here. I'm just showing this chord. I'm breaking it down. Same thing. Then here. Now this one right here on the 3, 4, 5 is the 5th, the root, and the 3rd. Second inversion. And then first inversion. Same thing as this. Okay. So we got like that. Over that chord. So yeah, it's really, really cool. So you have this top part, and you have this middle part right here. You have this lower part here, and here. So it really depends on what tone you want. What tonality of the guitar. Do you want a high pitched thing? Do you want a medium, somewhere in the middle? Do you want low notes? It's good to color up things that way because, that's how you build and that's how you orchestrate things. And I just want to say thank you very much to Inca for the super sticker, $2.99. Give you a round of applause. I don't even think I tested this applause button yet. Give everybody a round of applause. Thank you very much, Inca, for the super sticker. Lemon character raising both his thumbs up. All right, I love it. Give you 2 thumbs up as well. Very, very cool. Very kind of you. Thank you very much for that. I will use it. I'll put it to good use. Maybe a coffee a little bit later today. I want to tell you real quick, I am so happy today because I am going to pick up a guitar at 30th Street Guitars on 27th Street. And you say, which guitar? You might ask, what guitar is it? Well, if you've noticed my guitars here, one of them has been missing since October. My Tele, my broadcaster. I brought it in to have a fret job. Even though the frets were brand new and perfect, they were just really little because it's a vintage, reissue guitar. So I had jumbo frets, 6100s, jumbo frets put on it. And while the frets were off, he sanded all the lacquer off the back and off the fronts and then put in the frets. And it's been since October. It's like 4 months. And I got a call, and I was pulling up to the airport in Minnesota yesterday, and he said the guitar's done. So I was so excited to hear that because I've been waiting for this day to come. So next time you see me, I'm going to use my Tele. It has a big fat neck on it, and now it's completely shaved, so it's real smooth, and it has jumbo frets. So it's like, oh my God, it's going to play so good. I am so stoked. So I'm going to make a video about that upgrade. I call it an upgrade. So you see that really soon. Out of your guitars, I noticed you mostly play your Strat online. Is there a reason for that? Well, the Strat, I'm real used to it. It's my baby, and I like to mix it up and play different ones. But the Les Paul is great. I love that. The Tele, I stopped using a little bit because it's harder to play with the lower frets on it and the lacquer on the back of the neck. But now I'm really excited to use the Tele. But this I bring on the road with me because it's lighter. It's very versatile because it has hum canceling pickups in it, and they're pretty hot pickups. I mean, I get like every sound imaginable with this, crunch. It's got pretty ballsy sound for this setup right here, and real clean. Really, really versatile for the kind of music I'm playing on the road. So that's why I bring the Tele. And Robert, does the Tele go on the road with you? Well, it will March 6th when I go to Baton Rouge. I'm going to bring it with the new frets. I've only brought this. I used to play my SG a lot with the band. That's before I had the Strat and before I had the Les Paul, before I had the Tele. That's one of my older guitars right there, the SG. But that's a little bit more temperamental, But I'm bringing the Tele in a few weeks when I go to Baton Rouge. That's going to be a fun gig. I have 9 guitars, and the one I grabbed for most is my lightest one, my thin line Tele. Awesome. That is super, super, super cool. So I'm so excited about getting that Tele back today. I'll show you. Maybe I'll make a special video real soon about it, maybe some of the things that they did to it, and compare it to how it used to be, which I should have made something, showing how the frets are now, and I could have compared it, right? If I would have had the foresight to do that. So, anyway, moving along, we did this chord. Now, one last chord, the D chord. So you see this D shape right here. Really, really cool, really popular D shape. It's just a D chord, cowboy chord. All these chords are just simple cowboy chords. A, E, F sharp, D. And we've made 4 versions of each chord so far. The A, it's like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And over the E, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And over the F sharp minor, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now over the D, the same thing. But what's funny about this D, and it's a little tricky, so I'm going to need a sip of coffee real quick before I try to explain this. You're going to love this one. You're going to love it. Check it out. I'm going to kill this coffee because I put some tequila in it, and you just got to shoot it down, right? No, I'm just kidding. There's no tequila in it. Bourbon is what it is. I'm kidding as well. So the D chord right here, this D, just like some of the other CAGED shapes, they blend into each other. Because on the first string set up here, the E, the B, and the G, here's the triad of the D. Because I have the fifth, the root, and the third. But with the D shape, you're just doubling the D. So even though that's a D shape, the triad is on the top part of it. So in order to make a triad here, I'm going to bring this chord, this note here. And this is the third, so it's a first inversion. So that's a D. But it's in the C string shape. See, look, here's a C chord, a C shape, right? Slide it up to here to D. So it's part of that. As I go down this D, I can't really play it this way because I'm running into bar chords here. Same thing with this one. That's the D, that's a triad, but that's not a triad, and that's not a triad. That's just a fifth, roots, fifth again. And then here would be a third. That would be a triad. Fifth and root, third, fifth, root. You have down there. But we're going to break this from this D shape into the C shape. So there's a triad right there, a first inversion, and here is a root triad. It's like a C shape. Here's a C. And then you have one more in the lower shape, like this. So that would be the fifth, the root, and the third. It's part of the C shape. So here's one triad, here's another, here's another, here's another. Just like all these chords. So here's the one chord, you have four shapes. Nope. E chord, four shapes. 1, 2, 3, 4. F sharp minor. And then the D. So A. E. F sharp minor. Then D. What's cool about that is that you could do that chord progression on all four string sets, like I did. And we'll do it again real quick here. You have A, first. This is all in the first string set. I'll do it again. Next string set. Next string set. Next string set. One more time. It's live. What do you want? Let's get it right one time. One more time. I'm going to show you what that little trick is here in a sec. But if you're having a good time, I'm happy because I'm having a good time. And any questions about this stuff, please let me know. Let me know here. Get some aqua. And now one thing that's really cool is that we only played on one area of the neck here. We don't have really enough time to go through the different areas here, but that's for another lesson, for another day. You know, we played in this area. These cowboy chords. But you could start up here as well in the next CAGED shape. You could start playing an A up here and the E, and then the 5 chord, you would play it up here like this. You know, an E right here, which is the C shape E, and then a C shape F sharp chord right here. Like that. Let me get it on the bigger screen here so you can see that. Here's an F sharp minor chord and a D. So it'll be like this. A, E, C sharp and F sharp minor, D. But those are full chords, once again, full chords that you don't really have to play. And over this progression, it would sound like this. But you don't have to play all those chords like that. Keith Richards, happy. Awesome. You know, I'm playing, you could play the same exact thing that you did down here, but up here. But right now, you have an E shape A instead of an A shape A. So, E shape A, and then you break it down, and you have this first inversion starting with that. And over the E, you just go down to here, playing the top string set. And over the F sharp minor, you play it like this. And we went through all those shapes before in previous lessons. We're putting it to work here on a 1, 5, 6, 4 progression. 1, 5, 6, 4. So pretty cool. You have something like this. Is this with or without you? With or without you. That's right. Hands are tied. Body aches. She got me. Now, I'm in a copyright claim hell right now. I had no idea this is U2 that I'm playing this whole time, but you know what? They don't own these 4 chords. Why didn't anybody tell me I was playing with or without you this whole time? Come on. I depend on you to help me out here, you know? You know, I'm helping you, you help me. But yeah, so you have that whole thing. Now, one quick trick before we go here. I mean, I know we do the same exact breakdown that we did on these 4 chords like this. And up here. Of course, with this F sharp minor, I can't play the full F sharp minor here, you know, like this. So I'm breaking it down. I can only play just I can't play the full cowboy chord this way. This is about as full as I can get the F sharp minor up here. That's why I'm doing it like that. But a cool trick here is that going back to here, whenever you have the 5 chord, you could alter a 5 chord. You know, in this case, the E is a 5 chord. So I could take the E note and I could play an F with it. So that's taking the 9, which would be an F sharp. Check that out. Like this is an F, this is an E9 chord. I'll blow it up here a little bit for you. Because I'm playing an E chord, and I play that F sharp. 9 chord. If I flat the 9, I'm playing an F. It sounds like this. Well, in the first string set, the E9 would be like this. You know? There's an E. E9. Flat 9, I just flat it one note. So an F. Check it out. So just like in jazz, you're taking the 5 chord and you're altering it, and it leads to another chord. Look how nicely it fits to that next chord, the 6th chord, which is. So I'm just simply taking the 1 chord, A. When I go to the 5 chord, in every triad, they're like frameworks. You could do whatever you want with the frameworks. The cool thing is, once you see the framework, it's the same everywhere. And you know, when I go to an E chord here, first inversion on the triad string set, first string set. Well, where's the E? Well, it's right there. I mean, just play a half step up in E, and I have that E flat 9, which leads to this chord. So here's the progression. Normal E, 6 chord, 4 chord. Here's the 1 chord, flat 9. Pretty cool, right? I mean, I love that. And the great thing is, you could do that everywhere. Well, look at the next string set. We have the A here. Well, here's the E, right? Well, here's the E is in this triad. It's right here. So I play that up, a half step up. Listen what that sounds. How cool is that? Check it out. So it's the same chord here, E chord. But I'm taking that E and I'm just going up a half step. So it sounds like this. It chromatically walks up to the F sharp minor. It has that sound with a little bass going on. Rubs a little bit. But it's jazz, baby. Just like that. Same thing down here in this string set. Here's the A and the lower 3, 4, 5 string set. A. And check this out. You have the E here, right? But look, here's the E. I'm going to play that up a half step. It's the F sharp to the D. So I have the A here. No, the lower. Where did I play that? I did that one already. A. I played that E like this. No, I didn't play that one yet. Here's the A. I think it was this one. That's the shape right there. So here's A. Here's the E. Because here's the E chord, right? I'm just taking the E and I'm going up a half step. So here's A. E, flat 9, F sharp, D. Sounds like this. And then once again, you have one last one right here. Here's the E. Here's the A right here. Lower string set. The E. And that's right up here. So I'm taking that E and going up. F sharp minor. And the D. But it's really low, and it'll rub within each other a little bit. That sounds pretty good. Pretty cool stuff. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this today. I had a good time playing this stuff. It's really, really cool. Just being able to play different inversions over chord progressions and adding stuff. And you could do all kinds of stuff with that. You know, manipulate the 5 chord. Try this with different progressions. Try it with 1-4-5 progressions. You know, playing E and A and B. So it'd be like here's an A, D, E, or E, A, D, E. Check it out. It'll be an A. 4-5. Down the string sets like this. You know, how many songs is that? All right, Clarence. Great lesson, tasty playing. Thank you for nice triad chord progression lessons. My pleasure. Thank you, Clarence, so much for enjoying this. So we're going to wrap it up, guys. Really, really cool. Take what I showed up. It'll be another lesson when I break down the triads on this shape right here. But really, all there are is this shape down here that we did, the one up here, and then there's another one starting off with this A on the D shape. So if you do all the same stuff with that, then you did all 3 inversions of the same chord, and then it just goes back to the A again up here. That means that you've played 4, 4, and 4. You've played like 48 different triad shapes if you know those. Because you have, you know, each chord has 4, and there's 4 chords, that's 16. What is 16 times 3 areas? I think it's 48. Yeah. I'm not a mathematician here. I just play one on TV. So all right. So I'm going to make some killer graphs for this. So if you want these graphs, just email me at info@JerryCherry. I know I'm offering graphs that you don't see anywhere, but but they're coming. It's going to be basically graphs of what I did. I'm going to lay them out a little bit differently today. I mean, for this particular lesson. So I'm going to try something a little new with that. So just email me info@JerryCherry. I'll get those to you as soon as I can this week. I have lots of time this week to make those. And I think this was a lot of fun today. So any questions about any of this stuff, please let me know. Any more ideas for future lessons, what you guys want to do, let me know, because, we're in this together. And I really appreciate you guys hanging out here with me on a special Tuesday here. And all right, so Clarence, thank you for hanging out. And Jeffrey Boyle, Inca, and everyone who popped in here for a little bit. Roberts, really, really cool of yous for popping in. I really appreciate it. Thanks for spending the time. Any other ideas, please let me know. If you don't know yet about my guitar course, I'll tell you about it real quick. Here's the Essential Skills Collection for Guitar. I go through 4 different topics here. Fretboard memorization. I show you easy ways to memorize all the notes all over the neck. The circle of fifths, because there's all the chord progressions that you want are inside that circle of fifths. Blues soloing, I talk about vibrato, and I talk about bending strings in tune. It's so important to be able to find a note and bend it up. Give some good vibrato. And all this stuff really fits a little triad shape. So it all comes together. All the triad shapes, blues, bending, vibrato, all that good stuff. So check out the link in the description. I would appreciate that. So, Ken Haslin, what's happening, Ken? Do you ever come to Connecticut? Just kidding. Connecticut, New England, USA. Yeah, all the time. Coming up there. We were up there just a few months ago. We played up in Tarrytown in New York. And then we did an East Coast run. We're out in Connecticut. But look for some more. I think we're in Troy, New York. We're in, I know I'm talking about New York, not Connecticut. But we do wind up going around to Connecticut and up the East Coast to Maine and Rhode Island. So I'll keep you posted on that too. Check out sosabba.com, I believe it is. SOSABBA or ABBA SOS. I think it's sosabba.com, and that's the website, and all the dates are on there, and they're constantly updating stuff on there. So check that out. I would love to see you. Come say hi. Come to a show, and I'm always talking about shows. We have one March 6th in Baton Rouge, and then nothing for a few weeks, but the last 3 weekends of March, there are 2 shows each weekend. And I don't have the schedule right in front of me, but it'll be a nice run. So check that out, SOS ABBA, for those dates. And check out my site, jerrycherry.com, where my course is, guitar course. And it's a lot of fun because I talk about all this stuff every week. Thanks for popping in here, Ken. It's all really fun stuff to play these triads everywhere along the neck. Add a little distortion, a little delay. All right, going off the deep end here. I'm from Groton, Connecticut. I don't know Groton, but that's cool. Very cool. Yeah, we play up there, and also in New England, Boston area, all over there. I love it up there. Wisconsin, Rhode Island. Yeah. Knickerbocker Cafe, Westerly, Rhode Island, and Mystic, Connecticut. Good venues to play. Yeah, very, very cool. Man, we played so many shows, so many states. I think it was like 70 shows last year in 26 different states. It's hard to remember all the places. And we were just in the Midwest. We played at a cool place starting off in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where Prince used to hang out and play. It was a club. It was a dinner theater that we hardly ever play. But we played there 2 shows on Wednesday. And it was a place called the Dakota in Minneapolis. So that was in Minneapolis. Then we drove all the way to Wisconsin. We drove around those areas, a couple-hour drive, and it was single digit. It was 0 degrees or minus 0. You know, it was like -4. Then we went to North Dakota, and the last day in Walker, Minnesota, yesterday, it was -22 degrees on the way to the airport, if you could believe that. So it was such an amazing adventure driving through the frozen tundra of the Midwest out there, right? But luckily, it was beautiful sunny days. It was sunny and -20. Go figure. So, all fun. And thank you so much for hanging out with me, popping in. I'm going to go pretty soon, go to 30th Street Guitars and get my telly with the new frets and the shaved neck. Oh, I'm so excited about that. I can't wait to share that with you. So thank you so much again for hanging out with me. I love yous. Thanks for the super chat. Really, really cool of you guys. And Inca, very, very kind of you. I'm grateful for your support here, and I love jamming with you. So remember, be cool, be kind, and be cherry. If you want to see another video on building triads, I'll put that right up there. So love yous, and I'll see you in the next one very soon. Peace, y'all. Rock and roll.